If Trump's making up the numbers, we'll probably have like a million. He'll probably say a million because he already said we're going to reduce prescription prices by 3,000%. So they're going to pay you 30 times what you have to pay for your prescription. So let's all get sick real quick. Sorry to go off on a tangent.
And jobs reports for May and June revised downward, meaning less jobs were added in those months than previously reported.
Let's talk about the so-called One Big Beautiful Bill that became law on July 4th. One buried provision, actually there's a bunch of them, would actually require anyone seeking a court injunction against the federal government to post potentially multi-million-dollar bonds before proceeding. So if they poison Mr. Jones's water, he doesn't have millions of dollars to sue the government. So basically, you're just out. So only people who have any recourse is going to end up being billionaires. And by the way, you should have seen what they tried to get through. Let's go over some of that. So these are some of the things that they tried to actually get into the Big Beautiful Bill. Luckily, they were thrown out by the parliamentarian as being illegal, but of course they tried to sneak some like illegal, totally about protecting themselves type of shit. So first one was like ban certain groups from filing lawsuits entirely. They literally tried to make it so certain groups of Americans, whole categories of people, wouldn't even have the right to take the government to court. Like that's not trimming red tape. That's like setting fire to the courthouse. And they're also wanted to restrict courts from issuing nationwide injunctions. So imagine the government does something like blatantly unconstitutional. Normally, like a court can block it over the whole country. They wanted to make it so the best you could get as well. It's illegal in Ohio, but not in Florida. So go nuts. That's not law. That's just legal whack-a-mole. They were going to cap damages in certain cases to make lawsuits not even worth filing. They wanted to put like a hard ceiling on how much you could win in damages, so low that no lawyer would even take the case. And that's how you kill justice without ever actually banning it outright. They also wanted to require plaintiffs to pay government legal fees if they lose. So if you dared to sue and lost, you'd have to pay the government legal bill. Think about that. You'd be punished just for trying to hold them accountable. It's the legal equivalent of, a mafia protection fee. So some provisions that did make it into the law, these were still bad. So some provisions that did make it into the law, they are limiting nationwide injunctions in certain regulatory cases. They didn't get the full ban they wanted, but they still carved out a backdoor. Like in certain regulatory flights, judges can block the policy nationwide. So yeah, they can still kind of run the same play, but just like on a smaller field. They're also going to shorten those deadlines to file lawsuits against the government. This one's pretty sneaky. They shorten the time you have to sue. So miss the window by 2 week, like a week or so. Too bad. They just deny it. They were also going to increase procedural hurdles before a case can proceed. They made it harder to even get into the courtroom, just like they're going to make it harder for people to actually fill out Medicaid and Medicare for support. So more paperwork, more hoops, more delays. Basically, they turned the courthouse into an obstacle course, and the clock is still ticking against you. So, in practical matters, this means only the ultra wealthy can challenge illegal government action. And this isn't theory, it's real. When the rich can pay their way out of oversight and the rest of us can't even get into a court, we're not in a democracy, we're just subjects.